WeatherWords is a production of The Reporter, Delaware County's leading news source.
Good day to everyone. We've been experiencing some pretty cold mornings. This morning, believe it or not, at 3 a.m. it was 40. By 6 o'clock, it was 31. Yesterday was 23 and dropped to 20. Things really froze up yesterday. It was the first time I had ice over my outside water tank until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Everything in the shade still had a huge bunch of frost on it, even though you step out in the sun and say, hey, this isn't too bad. And then you look in the shady areas and it looked like winter, okay? What's up and coming? It's going to be interesting. Let's put it this way. Tomorrow, what's left of, I believe it's Irene, the one that's now pounding, what is it?
Nicole.
I'm sorry, Nicole. That's pounding Florida. I'm glad she's here to help me with that one. And we have our first named winter storm, which is actually giving blizzard conditions up in the Dakotas and that area. Well, one's going to sort of attach to the other and push itself into this area. Okay. Tomorrow, for the first time in a long time, we'll be measuring precipitation, which will be starting in the afternoon, become real heavy at night, and into Saturday morning, we'll be measuring it in inches, probably maybe 2. And then it's going to drag down some really cold air from up in Canada. It's going to clear up for a few days, and of course, clear means it's going to get even colder. And then there is a possibility, believe it or not, or maybe a light snowstorm for Wednesday of this next coming week. Okay, that's really not unusual. If you can think back quite a while ago, when people used to show up here for deer hunting, they waded through the snow to go into the woods. We haven't had that in a very long time. But we've had snow in November before. I remember over the river and through the woods to grandmother's, we take a sleigh to grandma's house to go for Thanksgiving. Yeah, it used to happen up here all the time. It's been a while. We'll see if it happens. All I know is I switched back to a fire yesterday and started it in my living room. Even though today might get to 60, believe it or not, I'm going to keep it smoldering so I don't have to restart it because I've used up a lot of kindling. Getting it going and watching it die out because it got hot. I think we're probably going to be done with the 60s and the 50s. We're going to return to what is normal. Normal during the day for us now is 45 or 46, and night times are upper 20s to very low 30s. We've been spoiled. But the other day when it was beautiful out there, I put up my Christmas decorations on the front porch and it's all done. I plugged it in for 1 minute to make sure they all lit up and whatever, unplugged it. Doesn't get lit up until Thanksgiving, but you know what? That's not very far away. So anyway, it's here. Another clear sky over us. I don't know if you saw the eclipse of the moon, but you had to watch it from 3 o'clock in the morning till about 5:30 or you missed it. And most people aren't up at that time. I watched it. I'm awake. But anyway, it did happen and we got to see it. So anyway, there's still a full moon right at the moment, and that's causing the big problems down in Florida because the extra moon and being a little bit closer to the earth at the moment, it's called a storm moon sometimes, and it pulls on the tides. There's 2 hours till high tide down there, and the water's already up to where high tide was last night, so they're really worried. They never got the beaches fixed from the other storm they had, and there's going to be lots of damage, unfortunately. That's really too bad for anybody. Water, we give it, it's just water. You'd be surprised what it does. Okay, so they did issue, believe it or not, on the Weather Service today, possible lowland flooding. That's for the places that always get soggy. I mean, we don't have to really worry about the river coming up and doing anything horrible, because believe it or not, we've been in a drought. So maybe that's a good thing. Might be some muddy spots, but I think we'll be safe. So until I see you next time, hang in there.
To subscribe or advertise, call 607-464-4009.